Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone in the YouTube world. Welcome back to the channel once again. So if you just realized, we finished the Disneyland Paris series. We were there for a couple days and really enjoyed it. Again, go back and watch that series if you haven't just yet. But if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel, The Lost Lion. Please consider liking, subscribing, sharing. As if you like travel, this is going to be the channel for you. Today we are talking about Disneyland Paris. So whether you are visiting soon, this is the year 2025, or if you're going to visit later in 2025, I would love to help you. So let me know in the comments if you need some help, if you have some questions. But we are going to discuss everything about Disneyland Paris and Walt Disney Studios all in one. Just everything that I experienced, all my details, and some little tips and tricks here and there that can make your experience even better. Just as a little disclaimer, you guys, this is my opinion, this is my experience. It could have been totally different for you, but I really had a great time here, so I don't want to take away from your experience. I'm just explaining how I felt about it, what I did like, what I didn't like. So everything is really just our own experience here. Disneyland Paris really surprised me. Now, is it my favorite? Probably not, but it's in the middle of the pack there. So I've almost been to every single Disney around the world, and I can't wait to rate all of them once I finish that achievement. So in general, when you look at Disneyland Paris as a whole, you're going to see the map, and I'll put it over here somewhere, but it is a big complete circle with Disneyland hotels. They have 2 Disney parks inside and just a bunch of other shopping districts and like things to do. So it's one big circle. You're gonna see that it's pretty easy to navigate, and Disneyland Paris is the bigger park between Disneyland Paris and Walt Disney Studios. So in our experience, the coolest thing ever is that there is a train from the airport all the way to Disneyland Paris, and I think that is super convenient. I love the accessibility, and it is super fast. Now, we made a mistake, I guess if you want to call it, by arriving a little too late to Paris to take the train from CDG to Disneyland Paris. But if you want to know, there is a direct train, and that is called the TGV train, and you will want to see the times and the schedule of it so that you can arrive to the airport, pick up your bags, and just head straight over to Disneyland Paris. Now, this is only from Terminal 2, and it will end at Maré-la-Vallée-Cheesy. I think I'm saying that completely wrong, but that is the actual stop of Disneyland Paris. Now, I think that train is only 10 minutes, so it is very fast, because if you look at CDG all the way going to Disneyland Paris, it is quite a bit of a distance, but only to make it in 10 minutes, I love that after a long flight all the way to Paris. Now, it's more or less about 20 euros per person. I think it's well worth it as it is super fast and convenient. Now, you're going to want to visit thetrainline.com, and I'm going to put links in the description and all around the screen so that you can look at the times. You can check out what train you're talking about. Now, this is a TGV. Just to be clear, that's going to take you all the way to Disneyland Paris. I think that's the most easy and fastest. It might be a little pricier at 20 euros per person, but it just depends what day you're trying to catch a train. So in your planning stages, you will want to see or consider at least how many days do you want to spend in Disneyland Paris. So there are 2 parks, like I said. Disneyland Paris is the main one, and then Walt Disney Studios is the other. I believe that at the smaller park, which is Walt Disney Studios, you can do about a half a day to a complete day there. Really easy, really chill, plenty of things to do, plenty of rides to go on. But at the time of 2025, there is a lot of construction going on. So things are going to be closed. Some rides are going to be delayed, and you have to consider, I'd say, a half a day at minimum, up to 1 day at Walt Disney Studios. Then I'd say after that, Disneyland Paris is going to be the complete, really packed 1 full day. If you really want to spread it out, you can do 2 days there. But I found that I think 1 complete day from sun up to sundown, you can do 1 full day in Disneyland Paris. It should be enough time. Now, when you check out the website, there's going to be packages, there are going to be single day tickets, all kinds of tickets that you can buy for your experience. I should first mention that there are 7 Disney on-property hotels, so they are pricier. It can be included within your package if you want to do that. I would recommend to stay on property, because what I experienced in Paris was like no other Disney experience I've ever had. I love staying at the hotel that we stayed at. I love the bus transport every single day back and forth. at no extra cost. Just the convenience of being that close to your hotel, it really changed my experience, and I recommend it for you too. But let's get into the details of how I planned my trip. So what we opted for was the 3-day hotel and park tickets, 2 nights at Hotel Cheyenne, and as an add-on, we chose a Disney Express luggage. So let's get into all that. We had, for 2 people, we had 3 full days at the Disney parks, but we had 2 nights at Hotel Cheyenne, which was a great hotel. Nothing above and beyond what I thought it would be, but it's the location that matters. And then it was Toy Story themed. So it had a bunch of Woody and Jessie themed things like around. Bullseye, the horse. I love Toy Story. I grew up with that. So that's why we chose Hotel Cheyenne. I think it was one of the cheaper options out of the 7 Disney on-property hotels. Now we added the Disney Express luggage because if you take that train that I mentioned earlier, the TGV train from the airport of CDG to Disneyland Paris, you can actually drop off your luggage in that train station that I'm referring to, and then they will take it to your Disney property hotel. From the hotel, you have to pick it up at the front desk and take it to your room. So just be aware that your luggage does not end up all the way to your room. It only ends up to the front desk of your Disney hotel. And just as a quick mention, all of this whole package that I'm speaking of came with 1 hour early access to any park that you wanted to. And it also came with the bus transport from your hotel to the park, and then from the park to your hotel as many times as you want. So it comes with quite a bit of things. I'm gonna leave a whole price breakdown of what I did, but it was completely worth it. I'm telling you, it's a little on the pricey side, but you're spending way less than what you would spend at like Disney World in Orlando. So I find that I can do these experiences in other Disneylands around the world. So this was much more affordable than I thought. I also included the fireworks show, the viewing point right in front of Sleeping Beauty's castle, and that was so worth it. We did spend a total of 1,082 US dollars for 2 people, 3 full days at the park, 2 nights at a hotel, bus transport, the express luggage, and the firework viewing area. I think that's a heck of a deal, as you've seen in my vlogs, but if you haven't seen it, you can go back and watch those. It was full days of just jam-packed Disney stuff. We went on the rides, we had some food, but let's get into the nitty-gritty of each park. Not only will you have the 2 parks that I have been mentioning in this video, but you will also have the Disney Village, which is their shopping district. I went there on the very last day, right before I left Disneyland Paris as a whole. I think it's a good stop for food and then just shopping Disney products. I really loved that area. Now there's a lot of construction going on. A lot of things are not open, or there's a lot of places closed off. We'd have to see in 2026 when the World of Frozen is finally open. I think everything is gonna be pretty much open, very minimal construction. It's gonna be fun to see that. I'm gonna try to go next year actually for the World of Frozen opening. We'll see how that goes, and I'd love to report back to you guys. So going into Walt Disney Studios first, this is the smaller park of the 2. I believe you need about a half a day to a full day here to experience most rides and most attractions. Now I'm gonna show a map here around my face, but you do walk into the park. You have Production Courtyard, you have Marvel Avengers Campus, Worlds of Pixar, and Toon Studio. Now it's a fairly small park. I think my favorite has to be Worlds of Pixar, because I'm more of the Pixar, like Toy Story, Ratatouille. I love those movies. I love the characters. It was a really fun experience. I think I have to say that my favorite ride here was a Ratatouille. I love the animations there, the ride itself. It's nothing thrilling, but it's a very cute little ride. I loved it. Now, I would advise you that if you get a package with early entry, I think you should try to go for the Crush's Coaster first, because that is the most popular, most busiest ride. So if you can get into the park early, that one you will see that the wait times are always crazy. We just got lucky because it was broke down for a little while, and once it opened right back up, we got to go in, wait in line. We still waited about 30 minutes, but I was seeing wait times of 100 minutes here. And for it's a thrilling ride, don't get me wrong, but to wait more than an hour for this ride, I'm not sure about that. It is very fun though. If you know me well enough, I do not like big rides. I don't like elevators falling from the sky. I don't like the big roller coasters that goes up and down. It makes me want to like throw up and I just feel queasy about it. But I took the liberty to do the Tower of Terror. What a complete scary ride. I didn't like it. It was fun after the fact, but during the moment, I do not like that stomach feeling. But Tower of Terror is probably the most thrilling ride here at this Walt Disney Studios park. Would I recommend it? If you like that kind of thing, I would do it. There wasn't a long wait line for it, so maybe that helps, but gosh, I do not like that ride. But do it. Now, if you are a Cars fan like me, I would recommend doing the Cars ride. It's a very relaxed shuttle service kind of ride that just kind of goes around. You do a road trip throughout the country, and it's pretty chill. I thought it was something a little more extreme, but showing up there and waiting in line for about 10 to 15 minutes, you know, it was worth it in the end, because you do see the characters of Cars. You see Lightning McQueen, he's my favorite. So go ahead and try that ride, it's worth it. You know, I didn't get to spend enough time at the Marvel Avengers campus. I'm just not a big superhero person, so I can't really speak on this. I just know there's restaurants, shops, and a few rides there. I did chicken out on one of the rides there and I didn't spend too much time, so I'm not going to speak on it, but this is a fun park overall. I kind of like the worlds of Pixar more, like I mentioned. Now, I do remember watching a show at Animation Celebration. There was a Frozen show. One of the best shows I've seen at Disney, I promise you. You have to go watch that. I'd say wait in line for about 30 minutes before the show to kind of be at the front. My gosh, it was so worth it. I loved how you switch rooms. So you were sitting at this room. The show stops midway. Then you have to transfer to another really beautiful room. Sit, take a seat, and then watch the rest of the show. I think the acting was really good. Most of it was in French. There was a little bit of English in there. Much worth it. I love the shows at Disney. They put a lot of thought, a lot of effort, and it is really worth your time. I know they're not thrilling rides, but there are shows that are worth it. I am a Frozen fan, so maybe that adds to the bias. Now, in my experience, I do want to mention a couple things that I didn't like, if you want to say. The Wi-Fi did not work as good as I thought it would. So you're gonna struggle with the Wi-Fi there. It's not the greatest. I kept trying to connect, it didn't want to connect. Also the app, let me tell you about this Disney Paris app. Now the Disneyland Paris app it's very interactive. It's almost like any other Disney app. The only thing is that when you open this app on your phone, you will see that you do not have a blue dot of real time where you are located at. It's literally just a map you open on your app, and then it shows you where everything is. But it really comes down to showing you as a person a blue dot on the map so that you can see where you are if you need to take a left or a right. Now, these parks are not the biggest out there, but it kind of dampened the experience because you want a real time of your location where you are in Disneyland, and it didn't do that. It just provides a map. So if you kind of know what I mean, what I'm trying to get at is directions here are a little difficult as you don't know kind of where you're facing, what direction you're trying to go to. Little confusing, but I haven't experienced this on any other Disney property, any other parks. Let me know if I'm correct on this one, but the Disneyland Paris app doesn't show you where you are in real time. Now, we didn't get to eat here as much as I would have liked to because it was a really quick trip to Disneyland Paris. But I will mention Bistrot Chez Remy, which is the only restaurant that we ate at, and that's near the Ratatouille area. Beautiful restaurant. The decorations amazing. The food pretty good. I give it an overall 4 out of 5 experience. It was super packed. Now that dinner, well, we had a lunch, I guess you would say. It was about 133 euros for 2 people. So this is a specialty dining. You feel like you're immersed in the Ratatouille movie because everything is big. All the props are super huge. So you feel small, like a mouse. The menu is really extensive and you can choose a 3-course meal or a 2-course meal, whatever you want, or you can order a la carte. So I would recommend booking this restaurant. Very beautiful. Book in advance because if you are a fan of Ratatouille, I think you're gonna like it. And just to mention as before that the World of Frozen is gonna open in 2026. I am assuming the summer hopefully, so that I can go over there, experience the grand opening of this park. I saw it in the distance in the construction phase, and it's looking beautiful so far, so I can't wait to go. Now, an interesting fact, Walt Disney Studios, the theme park, will be renamed as Disney Adventure World. I think I like that name better. I think it makes more sense. That's going to be fun to explain. So stay tuned, like, subscribe. I hope you guys are still here with me in 2026 to see that footage on the World of Frozen. Now, I will mention we do not have kids. So I'd imagine if you have kids, you're going to want to ride pretty much everything. So you can have a full day here. Just as an adult, I couldn't see myself spending more than half a day. It is a great park. It's just a few things missing. There's not as many rides as you think, but I think by next year when the World of Frozen is open and all the construction is done, I think it's going to be enough for one complete day. So again, I'm going to record that for you guys. I'm going to go next year. It's going to be very fun. So stay tuned. Okay, on to Disneyland Paris. And this is the biggest park there. This is where you think about Disneyland Paris. This is it. So let's explain. If you look at the map, you're going to see Main Street USA, Discoveryland, Fantasyland, Adventureland, and Frontierland. So it's a massive park. It's just very spread out. You're going to like the rides on this one. And if you haven't seen those videos, go back a few episodes. You'll see us having a great time at Disneyland Paris. This park is worthy of a complete day, and then even some if you want to. Now, walking up to the entrance of Disneyland Paris, you will see a beautiful, gorgeous entrance, and you're gonna see a huge structure. Well, that's the main Disneyland hotel. That's like where you wanna stay if you're like the biggest fan ever, and if you have deep pockets. That's expensive. We did not stay there, but I loved watching it from the outside, looking at all the beautiful architecture that building had. It looks like a little bit older, but I love that you walk right under it, you scan your tickets, everything's fine, and you walk right past it. But I can't imagine staying there, because if you wanted to take a quick nap, if you just want easy access to the park, you're all right there in the center of it all. I love that hotel. It looks amazing. Maybe one day, maybe next year, but we'll see. Now again, once you enter, you're going to enter Main Street USA, which is normal. You're going to recognize this place. It's very similar to almost any Disneyland out there. And you know, when you walk past this part, you're going to see Sleeping Beauty's castle in the distance. When you see that castle, you know it's going to be a good day. It was honestly a great day. And I want to tell you something about that castle too, in Disneyland Paris. In the basement, they have a dragon breathing, sleeping, he eats there, whatever. It is so cool. I didn't know this until I actually got there, and we saw people just going on a underground part, and it was like, well, what is that? We're thinking it's the basement. We don't know what's under that. We show up. There is a dragon under that castle. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the only Disneyland park that has a dragon under its castle. How cool is that? I thought that was the coolest touch ever. I loved it. There are two ways to get down to the basement of the Disneyland Sleeping Beauty's castle. So you'll want to either look at the castle from the front. You're gonna take a left and you'll see a ramp that goes under the castle. You'll see it. It's a big space. It's not hard to find at all. Now you can go there and then see the dragon. It's pretty cool, face to face. Or you can also go into the castle, actually go under it. You're gonna see shops and I think more shops. But if you look into the jewelry shop, go to the jewelry shop, you will see a little passage out of nowhere. You can go in there, take a few stairs, and go down into the basement. So there's multiple ways to get to this, you know, to see the dragon. It's pretty cool. Why doesn't every Disneyland have this? Why doesn't Disney World have this? I don't know why Paris is the only one to have it, but I thought that was the coolest touch ever. It just makes it feel like more of like a real castle, because I feel like there's a real dragon on the bottom. Anyways, I loved it. Now, right off the bat, I have to say my absolute favorite rides at this park is Phantom Manor and then Pirates of the Caribbean. We did this at nighttime when there wasn't that many people left. It was about to close the park. Wow, those attractions. I think that's the best Pirates of the Caribbean ride in any Disney park. And I think that is also the best Phantom Manor ride out of any Disney park. Now, I know there's different names, like, what is it, the Mystic Manor, and then there's other ones around the world. But this Paris one really surprised me. The Phantom Manor, super worth it. Pirates of the Caribbean, it is a really long ride, and it's really fun. I enjoyed it. I think those are the best two rides at this park. You know, it's a bummer with all the construction because Big Thunder Mountain would have been open, but it wasn't. So I think that would have been my third favorite ride. Unfortunately, we couldn't ride it. I think they're doing some kind of refurbishment or something, but it was not open, along with many other rides that weren't open or that were constantly delayed. So I didn't get to ride everything, but I saw a trend around Disneyland Paris, and most rides had problems or a lot of them were closed. I think this 2025 is just like a construction phase, because 2026 is when everything else should be open. So can't wait to check it out next year. Probably my biggest negative downside, I guess you would say, is that the food here, it's nothing spectacular and it's also pricey. So just to get a snack or go to the restaurants. Now it is Disney prices, but being in Paris, I thought it would be a little cheaper, but that's not the case. I didn't find any food that was just out of this world. Oh my gosh, this is so delicious. It was kind of just standard food. And then, for example, we had beignets, Mickey beignets. Now they were shaped as the Mickey, you know, ears and all that, but there was no sugar or powdered sugar on it. And it made it feel like, well, the photo shows it like this, but then the real thing was like this. I think that was a little sad. I don't know if the beignets just don't have powdered sugar on it. There wasn't that much taste to the food. That's just my experience with the little snacks that I had in the main restaurant that I did, that I'll talk about here in a moment. It wasn't out of this world. I wish that the food matched the energy of Disneyland Paris. But back to the rides, I mean, they had the usuals, you know, they had It's a Small World After All, they have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, they had a bunch of other rides, can't think about them right now, but it's pretty typical to Disneyland. But again, a lot of them were delayed or closed, so it kind of dampened the experience there at Disneyland Paris. Nonetheless, if everything was open, this would probably be higher on my list, but as of right now, I think it's just 2025 is a construction phase, and maybe next year everything will really open. I also have to mention that Lion King, the show here at Disneyland Paris, I mean, check your app on Disneyland Paris. You're gonna see everything that is scheduled out, and you really need to stay on top of that. So check the schedule, watch all the shows that you can, because let me tell you, the Lion King, really spectacular show. I give it a 5 out of 5. Was it the best Lion King that I've seen? No, it's probably number 2, but this show really wowed me. A great experience. It's included in your fare. You could just show up. You need to wait in line about 30 minutes before the show to really get a good seat. So there will be a lot of waiting, but once you get there, you sit down, you enjoy the show, you're gonna see that it's well worth it. And talking about shows, the fireworks show, my goodness. Probably number 1 or 2 in terms of fireworks that I've seen at Disney parks. Great fireworks show. We had viewing at the very front, so I think that helped it too. But so many fireworks, they did not cheap out. All the lights, all the music, really fun experience, guys. I think it's worth it. You have to see the fireworks now. Check the schedule. I think there's only one time per night. I think it was at 10 p.m. But again, that app is definitely gonna help you. You're gonna have to download it, so don't forget to download it. I'll leave a QR code here or in the description, but it'll help you plan out your day, because you don't wanna miss any of the best shows, such as Lion King or the fireworks show, or like the Frozen show at Walt Disney Studios. But it's really gonna help you. Now, don't forget to take the Walt Disney train all around the park. It is easy access. You can ride the train, take it, you know, as many times as you want. You can stop in Adventureland and then take the train and stop in Discoveryland. I love that you can avoid the walking if you really want to. Take these trains. There's many stops around the park, but it takes a whole loop around it. It makes it easier. I mean, you're gonna, you know, walk at least 20,000 steps. That's what I've been doing at the Disney parks. I'm hitting 30,000 on specific days, but 20,000 is about the average. Now, don't forget to wear nice shoes, comfortable shoes, because your feet are gonna hurt. So watch out with that. And what I did realize is that this Disney park has a lot of interactive games and playgrounds for kids. So again, if you have kids, they're gonna love this place. You might even need more than one day. to experience this place with your kids, because there's so many things for them. I was really happy to see that. And finally, for Boom's birthday, we spent it at Disneyland Paris. We ate at Walt's, which is a fancier dinner. We had a great time. It was a 3-course menu. The food was pretty good. I'm not gonna say it was amazing. Eating on Main Street, USA, in a cozy little spot. It was a restaurant all for Walt himself, and we loved it. The decorations around was fine. The food was pretty good. The customer service, or the waitress, was really friendly. We loved it. The dessert's really good, of course. So would I eat there again? Yeah, I would, but it's a little on the pricier side. I can't remember the price, but I'll put it here somewhere. Really good option to eat. Now you have to reserve it because it does get packed, and just make sure you plan. Again, the planning really comes into play here. So just a little friendly reminders to make your experience that much easier. Don't forget to wear comfortable shoes. Bring a backpack, a little one if that, to put your stuff in there. Bring a refillable water bottle so that you don't have to constantly buy the water bottles there. I brought my own and filled it up at the water stations all around the park. Also bring ponchos because it might rain. It does rain quite a bit in Paris. And you can even bring your own snacks. Now I don't do that. I personally don't want to do that. I want to try everything in Disneyland. But you can bring your own snacks, which is kind of cool because you can save on that if you want to. So just to mention, guys, there was plenty of construction, and I think it's going to continue on for the rest of 2025. So if 2026 is the year that you think you should go, you definitely should go. So let's plan it. Let me know if you want to go. Let me know if you've been there. Let me know if you've had a different experience, because overall, I really like Disneyland Paris. I like Walt Disney Studios for what it is. It might be a little bit too small of a park, but Disneyland Paris was perfect. I love staying on property. It was super convenient. I understand why now. I don't know if I'll ever do it here in America because it's very expensive, but the Disneylands in other parts of the world have been quite affordable. I hope you took something valuable out of this video. I hope you have a great time the next time you go to Disneyland Paris, and I want to be a part of helping you out and preparing you for the best time ever at Disneyland Paris. Overall, I give the whole experience a 4 out of 5. I think you should do minimum 2 days at Disneyland Paris. So you can always stay off property. You can always stay in Paris. Now it's a little further away, but you don't have to do it the way that I did it. Again, funds come into play, and maybe you want to stay on a budget. So you can always do it your own way. Let's plan, let's talk. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. So with that, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone in the YouTube world. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if it's helped you or if you have been, and we'll stay in touch, guys. See ya.